Your message here for Cuba and Diaz-Canel?
Well, Cuba's an interesting case. Cuba is, not doing very well right now. That system has not been a very good one for Cuba. The people there have suffered for many, many years. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about, because Cuba is a failing nation right now, very badly failing nation. And we want to help the people. It's very similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba and living in this.
This matter with the Cubans and the nurses should tell us everything that we need to know. Barbados does not currently have Cuban medical staff or Cuban nurses, but I will be the first to go to the line and to tell you that we could not get through the pandemic without the Cuban nurses and the Cuban doctors. I will also be the first to tell you that we paid them the same thing that we pay Bajans, and that the notion, as was peddled not just by this government in the US, but the previous government, that we were involved in human trafficking by engaging with the Cuban nurses, was fully repudiated and rejected by us. Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas, but I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the US, then so be it. But what matters to us is principles. And I have said over and over that principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by it. Now, we don't have to shout, but we can be resolute. And I therefore look forward to standing with my CARICOM brothers. I wish I could say brothers and sisters, but brothers, to be able to ensure that we explain that what the Cubans have been able to do for us, far from approximating itself to human trafficking, has been to save lives and limbs and sight for many a Caribbean person.
So Wagwan Jamaica. So hello everyone. If it's your first time coming across my video, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And for the returning ones, I want to appreciate you for the all love and support that you have given me. So guys, in today's video, we are going to see Jamaican reaction. You know, President of the USA, Trump, has said that he will be rolling out all the visa from the Caribbean island that is working with the Cuban. So we are going to see how Jamaican react, how the Jamaican respond to what President of the USA Trump is planning to do with this visa, you know. So guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with some comments. Stay tuned, guys.
Don't you dare do it, yeah? Don't cut ties with Cuba because a certain set of persons I tell we say, I try to bad way up until we say what we can do. And you have to remember say, when sickness take on yai them, a Cuba send them people them to come heal with. A Cuba I send the doctors and nurses them to every single country in the Caribbean to make sure that we are provided the services that we cannot afford to provide in our own countries. Cuban doctors are top tier, and the best thing about it is they are getting paid. So what kind of trafficking you not talk about? I must say traffic light you must say I refer to, because it couldn't be Cuba was literally this with Jamaica from day one. Una gonna say una cut ties because certain set of persons don't even provide that medical care that we need in the Caribbean, like how Cuba just go out of them way. Cuba not even wink. Them not even wink them yet.
Okay, Trumpy boy's at it again, isn't he? He's at it again, bossing people around, telling them what to do. Okay, so now he's after the Caribbean. He has basically said that the Caribbean needs to get rid of their Cuban doctors or face not having visas to go to America. Question, who in the Caribbean right now is looking to go to America when you're rounding people up and sending them to Guantanamo Bay? So Cuba's good enough to use for Guantanamo Bay to send illegal aliens, but they can't be used in the doctors, no? Stay out of other people's business, Trumpy. It ain't your business, babe. Worry about your tariffs, worry about all your other stuff you got going on, and leave people's countries alone. It is disgusting. I have never seen anything like it in my life. What do you think? I just think it's shocking.
I just get to understand, say, the American government is threatening to sanction countries who use Cuban doctors and nurses. And I was very shocked to learn that Jamaica used Cuban doctors and nurses. For real. I mean, sorry, I am very shocked. I mean, over 400 Cuban doctors and nurses, biomedical engineers and technicians from Cuba in Jamaica. I am very shocked because I did not know that the Jamaica Labour Party deal with Cubans, much less Cuba. I did not know. Forgive me, Jamaica, I just did not know. Like I said, I did not know that the Jamaica Labour Party deal with Cuba. See me? Because about 50 years ago, Jamaica was sanctioned for the same shit. See? 50 years ago, Michael Manley was the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and he was friends with Cuba, Fidel Castro. See? Cuba built schools in Jamaica. See me? Let me see. I can name two of the school them. G.C. Foster and Jose Marti. See? Cubans built that. See? Michael Manley was also using Cuban doctors and nurses. See? The opposition leader at the time, Edward Siaga, was always saying Michael Manley wants to turn Jamaica into a communist country because he's friends with Cuba. You see me I say? No, America did not like that too. America did not like to see Michael Manley being friends with Cuba. You see? Now, Michael Manley, on hearing that America was upset at him being friends with Cuba, said these words: I will not allow America to dictate to me about which friends I should keep. And as long as this party is in power and I am the leader, we will tread this earth on our feet and not on our knees. Meaning, we're not about to no guy. Bro God, said that if you're bad. Said that if you're bad. Saying anyway, Michael Manley paid a heavy price after that. For real. The Secret Service were sent to Jamaica on a wide scale to every parish in Jamaica to create what? Havoc. You see me? There were riots in the street. People got hungry because what? Food was locked off from Jamaica. So when we heard Papa Eddie say he was going to lock down Jamaica tighter than a sardine tin that not even breeze can pass through, you know, say he was working with America. You see me I say? For real. There were even a few attempts on Manley's life. Yeah. So with me knowing the history, and I was there, you see why I am surprised. Seeing? But now things have come full circle again. You see me I say? And me notice a bro God, quiet your fuck. Seeing? The Prime Minister of Trinidad attack, defending our people, and other prime ministers from other countries that defend for them people. But bro God not defend Jamaicans. I want to go on. Come on, bro God, you have to talk up and defend your people. Be like Michael Manley, youth. How we are do? Well, he must PNP, a labor, so you can't be like him. But anyway, defend your people, bro God. See? You're too quiet.
There's no way America go on dictatorship, and when I say to my people them say, we get some sanction. If Jamaica don't get sanction, you know, it will take until me come run Jamaica or next powerful you come run Jamaica before we are able to come out of this devastation we know. Because until then we in a devastation. At the moment when the country import ice, we make pan freezer. We lost. People will last. Breathe. You understand me? We lost. Now we talk about a country like Cuba. Yeah? Cuba, the amount of support that Cuba support with doctors. People remember good, you know, man. Our doctors learn from Cuban medical doctors, you know. Remember we have people out here, you know, man. Even my sister was one of them, you know. With Dr. Fenton Ferguson, you know. That's why I have to big up Dr. Fenton Ferguson. Anyway, they in the world, me bless you up and respect you. You see me? Now we have them man there when them man they go so boom. And so you know what them man they do? Them man they send we a college, send youths a college to make sure say you make them go to college. But no, these things when we see come in is the American regime. You understand? If you put me on plane for go Canada go pick apple, put me on plane for go America go pick apple. Who you want to carry apple go pick apple America? You mad? If for that me can give me a piece of little paper and visa. Don't give it to me. We are bright youth who want to go to college, the University of the West Indies. More you send me a St. Lucia college. Don't send me on no plane for go pick no apple for no man. That's not the way our country built. And I can tell you that every time. And a lot of people me tell about Eastern St. Thomas, yeah? Whenever we express ourselves out there. That's why I tell you as a president, while we go out there, sometimes we help poor people and people think that we have money. Sometimes we have to roll in a real gene, yeah? And one of the things when we roll by is seriousness, yeah? And we watch Paul Bogle, and we watch Marcus Garvey, we watch all of them downfall, how people get around them. And that never I go come to my side. You understand me? God bless you, me enough love and respect. Yes, so I just want my people to understand the trueness, yeah? That the Cuban them stand by where we need to stand by them, yeah? And if the Cubans cannot stay in Jamaica, socially United States, them can't stay here. Someone who they on the life can screen record the party and the Prime Minister, no. Say if the Cubans cannot stay here, if it's even force will, we are going to force will and take out the US Embassy out of Jamaica. It will happen, and there's nothing that is impossible, yeah? And it's the same thing that is happening in Haiti, yeah? Bad management, you understand me? Bad leadership, and the same thing I go on at Haiti, yeah? And the same thing my Prime Minister do. When you shall look on Haiti as a brother, yeah? You shall look on Haiti as a brother. You gonna put your soldier them in a war in a Haiti. Come on, would that make sense? You make sense? Mr. Somebody are sending thing there a while ago. Request. Who they are sending request a while ago? Can go and send thing back same way, yeah? God bless you. Yeah. So the Cuban have done many things them done for Jamaica. I tell Jamaicans, what you know, it better we stop trade with the USA, yeah, and trade back with the Russians them and the Iran them and the New Zealand people.
Ready? I just received this text I'm reading. Trump has now extended his bullying to the Caribbean.
What?
Trump told Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, and other islands that they are no longer allowed to do any business with Cuba, or else USA will revoke all Caribbean US visas for foreign government officials to US. Jamaica therefore cannot host healthcare workers or doctors from Cuba.
What?
Jamaica has always hired Cuban healthcare workers and doctors, and they're some of the best doctors on the island. Cubans even own and operate the nice private hospital in Montego Bay, where a lot of tourists go, far superior to the free public hospitals. Anyhow, the Caribbean is in a scurry to decide what to do, because the revoking of the visas by US not only affects the Caribbean government officials, but their family members also. Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean looks like it's buckling under this threat, because most of the government officials' children are on US visas in schools in US. The whole Caribbean region has now to go along with the new demands from Trump. Cut all Cuban doctors, healthcare workers, and hire doctors from India, Philippines, or Africa instead. That's over 22,000 medical professionals losing their jobs in the Caribbean and heading back to Cuba. The Cuban hospital will cease to exist in Jamaica. End of documentary.
I mean, I feel like we've gone back to like 1925 or something.
Yes, I've always known of Cuban doctors all my life. They're very good doctors. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so this is my mom, by the way. You said that you've only ever known Cuban doctors in Jamaica.
Yes, all my life.
So when you hear this, what exactly does it mean to you? That's what visions come to your mind of what's going to happen now to Jamaica and the Caribbean?
Access to healthcare is going to be less, which is not good for the island. They need more, not less.
They already are in need of more right now.
Yes.
Before this has happened, and now they're going to have less, which means more
Sickness,
destitution, devastation, sickness,
die
disease. Yes, people dying. Yeah.
from medical conditions that could be treated. This is sad for the island.
Why do you think he's doing this?
Control.
Like what does it benefit? How does this benefit the United States by doing that to the islands?
It's all about control. I don't see any benefit to the United States.
So do you feel like it's just to say, I can do it, so I'm going to do it?
Oh, yeah. It's a shame because it's going to affect American tourists as well. So that's going to limit the amount of tourism to the islands, which is going to affect the economy.
Every day is something new. Every day is a new thing that we have to be like, oh, what awful thing has happened today?
It's never anything positive.
And it's never anything positive.
But this was the same as the first 4 years of Trump being in charge. He used to have highlighted days and numbered them according to what disaster he anticipated. This is nothing new.
Top of the morning, every day above ground is a blessing. Always remember that. So chat, Jamaicans. So I want to ask this question. Donald Trump decided that he's going to sanction US visa to every single Caribbean country who helps Cuba. Listen to me now. Donald Trump decided that he's going to sanction US visa to any country who give an hand to the Cubans. So my question is, what is your Prime Minister Andrew Holness gonna do? What will your Prime Minister Andrew Holness gonna do? Is your Prime Minister just going to abandon the Cubans just like that? Is your Prime Minister going to abandon the Cubans just like that? After they help us so many years? Huh? We and the Cubans have such good love. The Cubans come like our family. What is your Prime Minister Andrew Holness going to do? We already know that he's weak, you know. Yes. We already know that Andrew Holness is weak. But what is he going to do right now, knowing that Donald Trump put a sanction on anyone who decided to help the Cubans? Huh? He put a sanction on the US visa. So you know, say if Andrew Holness continue to help the Cubans, only can't come to America. So, on the Prime Minister, I got just abandon the Cubans just like that? Remember, you know, the Cubans are some of the best doctors around the world, you know. Remember, the Cubans are some of the best doctors around the world. What is your weak Prime Minister going to do? Huh? Is he going to stand up? Or is he going to fall? Is your Prime Minister going to stand up? Or is he going to fall? Because we already know that Andrew Holness is weak. Yes. We already know that Andrew Holness is weak. I was so embarrassed when I came to Jamaica and I saw a LGBTQ, I don't even know how to call him, a LGB flag in a Jamaica, a fly around in a Jamaica, Batman flag, Batty boy flag a fly around in a Jamaica, you know. Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, this, you know. Theme. JLP. Allow Batty boy if you take over the country, you know. But now that Donald Trump asks all of the Caribbean them who they support to stop helping the Cubans, or they are going to sanction US visa to the country who helps the Cubans, what is Donald Trump going to do right now? Ask yourself that question. Because the Cubans have done so much good for Jamaicans. So is Jamaica going to betray the Cubans? Because I would see that as a betrayal. Yes. I would see that as a betrayal. Yes. If I was a Cuban, I would see that as a betrayal. So, is your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, going to betray the Cubans and get rid of them from the island? Ask yourself that question. Because like I said, you have a very weak Prime Minister running the country. Yes, you have a very weak Prime Minister running the country. But let us see what's going to happen. Yes, people, every day above ground is a blessing. Yes, every day above ground is a what? Blessing. Yes, every day is a new story. Yes. Andrew Holness is weak. Weak. Allow Batman in the country. Allow Batman in our country to take over. For it to be a norm in the country. I was embarrassed when I came there December and I saw the Batty Boy flag, the Pride flag, a fly around. Breeze a blow it up in the air. Embarrass people. I am not telling you to go vote for PNP, you know. No. But Andrew Holness definitely not it. No. Andrew Holness definitely not it. But every day above ground is a blessing. I'm out.
So the US is putting sanctions on any country that, and restrictions on any country that is working with Cuban health workers, right? Now let me tell y'all something, okay? As of intention, right? And I know for a majority of other CARICOM countries, Cuba plays a vital part in the health of the Caribbean. Cuba has some of the best medical care, but if you didn't know, the doctors and the nurses from Cuba will actually work in other Caribbean countries. So they work at one of our centers that do like hemodialysis. That's something that we can't offer, you know, without them. We're a small country. And even they'll perform like eye surgery, other surgeries as well for doctors or specialists that we may not have. There's a Cuban doctor that may be able to offer that, right? And I know Trinidad works with them as well, Grenada works with them as well, Dominica works with them as well. And so the US has basically said, okay, if these countries continue to work with Cuba, we're going to take away the visa of the like the prime ministers, so they they can't come to the US or whatever. And basically the prime minister, the PM of Barbados, shout out my girl, and the comrade Ralph, okay, they were like, okay, well, you do what you gotta do, we're going to do what we gotta do, but we're not going to stop relations with Cuba. US is wanting to say we trafficking the people. This is a partnership. Just because you and Cuba don't like each other, that don't have nothing to do with us. And for us, for sanctions, like, we actually get like a couple medical scholarships a year for our students to go to medical school in Cuba. They have to like learn Spanish and stuff. But basically, I love that the Caribbean is standing up. They're like, listen, you do what you gotta do, friend, but we are not stopping relations with Cuba. So basically, Trump and them trying to threaten the Caribbean, and the Caribbean is like, you about to learn something today. Ralph? Okay. Ralph, yes, stand on business with this. We're talking about this specifically, okay? Everybody, stand on business.
This message is for the Caribbean and my fellow Jamaicans. And I hope you use on a voice to convince on a leader to do something for you and not for Donald Trump. Donald Trump I try to stop the nurse and doctors from Cuba. Donald Trump want the nurse and the doctor them where in our country I help sick people and people who need surgery to go back home. Donald Trump want to stop work with them. Donald Trump want to cripple the local system they want to have. Jamaican Medicare system don't have enough schools to teach so many nurses and doctors to help so many people who are in need. So that's a critical blow. Jamaicans need the doctors and the nurses where Cubans have been providing for years. People in America, them have enough doctor, them alright. I just the Medicare system, insurance, it's a scam. Beside all of that, them have people who can go school and turn doctor and nurse and everything. Jamaica don't have that. When you got a doctor, sometimes you have to wait too long. And Cuba already a help. So, you can imagine if you don't have that help there. You know what I mean? People who know what go on have to start talking about what go on. A whole heap of country help Jamaica, yeah? And rely upon them support. But this right also, this a madness. This a madness. Because Cuban support in the medical field is big. American support, yes. We have them car, we have them food, we have them guns. You know what I mean? And I think most of them support is guns. We don't need that. You know what I mean? The Prime Minister, you have a choice to make, dog. You know what I mean? Choose your people. Let go some visa, you know what I mean? They want to stop the officials them from coming. Them not to come fine. You know what I mean? The Caribbean together is strong. All you have to do is just pull together, come together. You know what I mean? And form a system where you rely upon one another. If I saw them want to do it. United we John was that yo. So I tell but even though if I say all me I say is that everybody will know what go on. When you just pressure on a Prime Minister the right way. Because sometimes if you don't stand up for something, you know, you fall for everything. Understand? America is a bully. America is a bully. And somebody and sometime people have to just say, no. Go on with your embassy. Go on with your food. Go on with your clothes. Go on with your this. Go on with your that. I don't know, work amongst the CARICOM, you know what I mean? Islands them and figure it out. Yeah, it might hurt for a while, but guess what? Them claim them are do the hurt for a while for the good for the long run. Only can do it too. But at the benefit of the people them. Only need the doctors them, only need the nurse them at Jamaica. Only not have to come and firing. Straight.
So one of my beautiful Trinidadian friends named Roxy asked me to speak about the subject matter. Now, she sent me the message 3 days ago, but because there has been so many fires, I haven't been able to give this information my all. But it got my attention now. So I need you to like, share, and please go to my link tree to see all the social media that I'm currently on. We know TikTok is not here to stay. Now, some of the Caribbean leaders are surprised to hear that their country might be affected by the new U.S. travel ban. They say they haven't been officially told by it by the Trump administration, but according to this ban, it will completely block people from Cuba and Venezuela, which we already know, right? They were on that list. Not only from entering the U.S., but Haiti and several other Caribbean nations would also face restriction. This is all Steve Miller's brainchild. And of course, this is very worrying for the Caribbean leaders and families who have loved ones in the U.S. Even those with valid visas might not be allowed to travel. Now, why do you think that they actually went after these Caribbean islands? Because these islands use Cuban doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel. Recently, U.S. officials, including Little Marco, said that they will cancel visas for those involved in Cuban medical missions, which send doctors and nurses to help other countries. Now, under the proposed ban, Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia, they have 60 days to fix any issues before being fully banned. Haiti would face fewer restrictions than Cuba, but its citizens would need special permissions to travel to the U.S. This plan can have serious consequences for travel and relationships between the U.S. and the Caribbean. So to put it in layman's terms, the United States government is canceling visas for anyone working with or supporting Cuban medical facilities, citing allegations of forced labor, and claiming these missions enrich the Cuban regime. And I guess all these Caribbean countries get caught in the crossfire. Unbelievable. Thoughts?
Yeah, morning time TikTok. Big up to my TikTok family, you know. Well, I see what go on, you know, in the Caribbean. Seeing? With Trump as a boy, right now, if the Caribbean leaders them want to keep them visa, them fi don't work with the Cuban doctor them, send them out of them country. See? What may I say? Over the years, more than 40 odd years, Cuba under sanction. See? From America. From the Cuban Revolution war. Way back in Fidel Castro time, them sanction Cuba. Cuba can't do no trade, no business most I world. Saying? And the people in Cuba are the most resilient people me know. Them people that go through the struggles, educate the whole of them whole of the population. Everybody in Cuba educated. I don't think they have a literacy rate past 1%. Everybody literate and a professional. They have the best doctor. Years upon years, Cuban doctor help the Caribbean. Not only in Jamaica, but most of the Caribbean and Africa. See? When it comes to Jamaica, the cataract them in a Jamaican elderly people. Terrible. A Cuban doctor come scrape the people them eye. All my father get benefit from it. Them scrape them eye. Because the cataract dangerous of Jamaica. See? So how now we turn our back to a local visa for the Cuban people? All of the Caribbean, that's me and Motley, you know. Motley, the Barbados, says she joined the front of the line. We give up them visa. And we stand up for Cuban brothers and sisters. And we want our Prime Minister, and I have a bro God, saying, if you stand up for the Cuban people them too, you know. Don't make them frighten you about, don't make Donald Trump frightened about visa. See? What may I tell you say? All the Caribbean leaders, they invite you now to come to Canada. Canada nice and beautiful, clean. We are peaceful people, loving people. See? We don't have a big rat over here run up and down, like over Uncle Sam. See? Our country clean and nice, so you can come and visit Canada anytime, any day, any night. See? You can go Europe, you can go all over, you don't have to go over Uncle Sam. So don't make that scare now and say, boy, you don't pick them a visa and way. You don't have to dwell upon that, brother. You don't look out for your Cuban neighbor. Because we can swim from Jamaica to Cuba, just 90 miles. See? And I use Cuba and I stand up for it. So you don't make no frighten. And Mr. Prime Minister of Jamaica, more you come out and talk. Because we don't hear you say nothing tough yet, you know. I want you to come out and talk with the people. Make Uncle Sam know say, nah, if they want to take the visa, make them take it. You know response about that. What you response is the Jamaican people that get help from the Cuban because them help the whole of the Caribbean and Africa, brother. See? And then people, if you look on the car over Cuba, them a pure old car over there and all kind of sitting. Or the man them pressure the people and people them make use of what them have. For decades upon decades still now. And in a modern time now when people be free up, you know, still want pressure people them, brother. Jano, we stand up and fight that one here. More the Prime Minister stand up and fight that one here, you know. See? If you want Jamaican people to love you more, stand up for the Cuban people them, brother. You hear that? That's how we have said today. But why cat favorite food? A mouse.
Jamaica, your Prime Minister and your Holness, they have a problem with senior citizens getting a flat rate on their water bill. Yes, Jamaica, but he never have a problem, Jamaica, when they were getting their 200 and 300 increase in them salary. You hear me say, Jamaica? He never have a problem with that, Jamaica. But he have a problem with senior citizens, with poor people. I get a break. You see me I tell you about this government, Jamaica? Jamaica. Your Prime Minister really don't care about poor people. And anytime poor people to benefit, him always come out against them. Remember him say a squatter. They over some place when the bulldozer down. You remember that, Jamaica? Jamaica, you remember when pandemic, him say unu poor people, the corner shop people them, and unu spread the virus. Jamaica, unu must take heed. Jamaica, this Prime Minister don't care about Jamaica poor people. He don't care about the struggling people of Jamaica, which is the majority. But Jamaica, it's so funny that when them was getting them increased 200 and 300, he never have a problem with it, Jamaica. No look panic now, Jamaica. Granny have this house, your granny buy or your mother buy. She has seen a citizen. And she get a little flat rate. You hear the Prime Minister say, so what about the freeloaders? What about if granny did rent out 2 of the room them in the house and the people them will live there? Have to use the water. You say, go Jamaica. So if you live with your grandmother or your mother, after them get the flat rate, your Prime Minister sound a freeloader. You see that, Jamaica? But Jamaica, when him there give out the amnesty, when him good friend them did have water bill for $2 million, Jamaica, and 250,000 and 500,000, Jamaica, him give amnesty so them could have wipe off the debt. You remember that, Jamaica? Jamaica, you remember that? Jamaica, remember how him take him friend them business place, rent it out, pay up over $40-something million and counting into property that never get used. Building will sit there and rent a pay for. You see, Jamaica? But him think it hard to make poor people get something. That is the kind of government that we are speak of. The unjust government. And some of you people, you just have your head stuck in a one direction that you cannot see the evil what this Prime Minister do to you. You cannot see it because you're so stuck on party line. Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness don't care about you know. That the man so upset when the man talk about the plan where the PNP have for senior citizen. The man was so angry. You could have heard it in his voice, you could have seen it in his face. Who dare you to go try to give poor people flat rate on them water, poor senior citizen? Jamaica, what make them raise the senior citizens them pension? Why them give the senior citizens pay them 20 grand a month? Eh? Why them cut for them salary, Jamaica? And make sure the senior citizens are taken care of. Why them give the senior citizens them the help them need, medical them need, proper housing? But this government, this GLP government, but Jamaica, see, the CIA has just declassified the 1980 to the 1972 documents. And Jamaica go read through it. You will see the evil that the Jamaica Labour Party have been doing to Jamaica from the day of its inception, led underneath the Edward Seaga government to present. They never have Jamaica at them best interests. But Jamaica, I don't know, so Desmond Mackenzie, I feel sorry for him, Jamaica. Yeah. Desmond Mackenzie is a victim of domestic violence that was met out to him. Him said in an interview, Jamaica, that Edward Seaga used to beat him, physically beat him. And him say him not ashamed. I'm glad him not ashamed to speak out, Jamaica, because domestic violence, Jamaica, must be taken seriously. And you should not have to suffer domestic violence. So Desmond, I'm glad you can come out and speak up against domestic violence and what happened to you. But yes, Jamaica, this Jamaica Labour Party government, we must make sure, send them home on the election day and make sure they never govern Jamaica again. Yes, I see.
So welcome back everyone. I hope that you have watched all the videos. You have seen how Jamaicans respond. You know, President of the USA, Trump, is saying that he will be ruling out the visa for the people of the Caribbean, any Caribbean island that is working with the Cuban. The visa will be terminated. So guys, I think the Cuban has really done a lot of things for Jamaica. And Cuban has really helped Jamaicans since they entered Jamaica. You know, Cuban has produced good doctor that has helped Jamaica. This Cuban has built schools, guys, for the Jamaican, for the Caribbean, has built hospital, you know. And building hospital means a lot because hospital saves lives. Schools help children. You know, there are some children who don't have that much money. So the Cuban has built schools, and the Cuban has really helped the Caribbean. And I think Trump interfering with the Caribbean is not a good act, because what this Cuban has done for the Jamaican, for the Caribbean, is a very good thing. It's a very good act. They have really saved millions and millions of life. You know, they have good doctors, qualified doctor, and this doctor have really saved lives of this Jamaican. So you have seen how the Jamaican respond, like they feel like they want their PM to respond. They want Andrew Holness to respond to this act, because they feel like Andrew Holness is still quiet. He hasn't responded yet. They want answers because they feel like they don't want to betray. They don't want to betray this Cuban, because this Cuban has really done a lot of things. They have really helped Jamaican, guys. And not only Jamaican, these Cubans are even here in Africa, and they are doing a very good job. it's like they like saving lives. They save lives, they help people. So when the Caribbean leader decided to work with the USA, it will look like a betrayal. And you know, betrayal is not good after all the things that this Cuban has done for the Caribbean. You know, many people were helped by this Cuban. Many youths now have lived their life being saved by this Cuban. Many youths have got their job. They have succeeded because some of them learned this. They were schooling from this Cuban school, you know. And these leaders nowadays, our leaders, they should stand firm. You have seen how Ibrahim Traore has stand firm, you know, and now this country has developed. Our leaders doesn't need to be looking up to this Western nation. You know, this Western nation just want to benefit from us. They know, like African has a lot of minerals, so like they want to take our minerals. They know Jamaican is a big famous land. They know the Caribbean is good, so they want to benefit, and they are going to like bribe our leaders. They are going to say some words to our leaders so that they can benefit. Like you have seen in the you have seen that now Trump is saying that any Caribbean land that is going to collaborate, like is going to work with the Cuban, is going to terminate the visa. They will not be allowed to go to USA. You know, he's feeling bad because he's seeing that these Cuban are doing a good job. They are helping people, and Jamaican is happy. You know, Jamaican is very happy and it's doing very well. The Cuban are doing their work very well, and I think the USA need to know that they they don't have the right to control any other country that's not USA. And that's why I like praising Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore cut all the ties with this Western nation. He stood firm. He's doing his work. We have seen there is a lot of these Western leaders. They try like to assimilate him. They try to kill him. They try to bribe his bodyguard, but they failed because President Ibrahim Traore has stand firm, and he loves his country. He loves his people. He knows what is right for his people, you know. So the PM of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, they want answers. They feel like you are too quiet. You should stand firm and say that this Cuban have really helped us. We cannot betray them. This Cuban has really changed Jamaica. This Cuban has really done a lot of things for our people. You have seen that Jamaicans are appreciating the Cuban. No? Many youths have been helped by these Cuban structures, by this Cuban school, by this Cuban hospital. Many lives have been saved. You know, so our leaders, they should stand firm like Ibrahim Traore, because these other Western leaders, they only want to benefit from our countries. They know that Jamaican is big. They know that African has mineral, so they want to benefit from our country. So guys, I hope that the Caribbean will stand firm and they will not betray this Cuban, because this Cuban has really done a lot of things. They have really helped Jamaica, and they have really helped Africa. And to the president of USA, I think he should know that he cannot control, he cannot dictate all the other countries. He should focus on USA. USA is his country, so he should stop dictating other countries on what to do. So guys, you can tell me in the comment section, do you think that our leaders should accept the Cuban to terminate their contract, or do you think that betraying the Cuban is the right idea? So guys, if it's your first time coming across my video, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to smash the subscribe buttons. And for the returning ones, I want to appreciate you for the love and support that you have showed me. So guys, stay safe, one love. I don't know how the Jamaican will react. I don't know to which side they are. I know some they want the support from the Western countries, so I think they are supporting Trump, and I know many of them are with the Cuban doctor. So I don't know which sides are you. You can say in the comment section which sides are you. So guys, stay safe. Meet you in my next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. One love.